everybody, this is Cathy from Cathy Cuts Paper. I'm an independent Fun Stampers Journey coach. Fun Stampers Journey in May and June of 2016 is retiring some of their items. They're 40% off of their normal price. They're retiring them so that they have room in their catalog for all kinds of new things. So I thought what I would do is a series of videos so you can see not only some of the things that are retiring, but also what you can do with them. So we're going to get started with that. This project from the continuing series on retiring items for 2016 is this one. It says, slap on a little lipstick, and on the inside it says, you'll be fine. Now this is a fun one. My daughter and my daughter-in-law are both obsessed with nail polish and makeup. So I intend to do a whole series of these for them. The first thing we need to do is take a sheet of black licorice. This was a full sheet, 8.5 by 11. Cut it in half so it's 8.5 by 5.5. Score it at 4 1/4, and that gives us our card base. The next piece is candy apple, and this piece is 5 inches by 4 inches. And you can see it's going to go behind here. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp my texture. You can see the texture right there. This is from the set called Media Pattern, and it's the one that looks like a screen there. I'm going to stamp that in black licorice, and this is on the D block, or I'm sorry, F block. And when you put with Fun Stampers Journey stamps, put them on the smooth side, not the side with the etched grid, because they stick better on the smooth side. So black licorice and stamp. More black licorice and stamp. We'll set that aside, and we're going to emboss this. Now with Fun Stampers Journey inks, you can emboss with them because they stay moist long enough for you to do that. So any color you stamp with, you can put clear embossing powder on it, and the color is going to come through. So it's not like you have to have 50 different colors of embossing powder. So see how that shows up almost like a gray? So let me put this away. Embossing powder goes so far. Okay, if you watch, you'll be able to see this change. Isn't that amazing? When you're embossing, you want to apply the heat gun just long enough to melt your powder. You don't want to be burning your paper. Okay, next we're going to do the section with the slap on a little lipstick. And that is a piece of whipped cream cut 2.5 by 3 3/4. So you can see it's right there. And this time we're going to do it with candy apple. And we're going to emboss this also. with the clear embossing powder. Almost looks like you have a little bit of powdered sugar on it. Now we're embossing 3 different sections here. We did this slap on a little lipstick, we did the screen, and we're going to do the interior of the card, which is where it says "You'll be fine." Now the reason that I'm doing these all separately is because we want to make sure that there is enough moisture left in the ink to hold the embossing powder. And I'm putting the "You'll be fine" on the C block. And again with the candy apple. And with my interior cards, I do have a tendency with the white. I'll put an eye for the interior to make sure I've got it the right size. This piece is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. You just need to make sure that you stamp it on the right side, not the one that you put an eye in pencil. Okay, so this is our last little bit of embossing here. So we have the candy apple ink on the whipped cream cardstock. Put on the clear embossing powder. Put away our embossing powder so we don't get it all over the place. And the heat tool. All right, now we'll start assembling it. First, we're going to take our textured piece and on the back of Slap on a Little Lipstick, we'll use the Easy Glide tape runner. So you can see that. Now we are putting ribbon on this, and this is just some ribbon that I happen to have lying around. But I want to put this on, this piece, before I put it on the card base, and you'll see why in a moment. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to use Scotch tape, adhesive tape, any adhesive tape. And I'll tape that on. Then I'll go down at a slight angle. Back up in the back. Another piece of tape to hold that on there. So you can see it's like an X there. So then you take the piece that you've got left, and we're going to do square knots so it doesn't come undone. So that's left over right and tight, right over left and tight. See? Then I'll trim these on an angle so they don't ravel. Now, one thing I want you to notice on this before I finish the assembly is the rhinestones. They take a long time to put in a straight line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark with a ruler and pencil where I'm going to put those, and then I'll do that off camera and then come back. And you can decide where you want it, but I'm going in about 1/8 of an inch on each side, and that gives you just a line here to line them up with. Okay, and I'll be right back. So now we have rhinestones on this one too. The reason that we embossed the black and the red on the interior, it gives it a nice shiny coating to it. It makes it feel really neat. People have a tendency to rub on it. But this is what we've got so far. Now we're going to apply it to the card base. And what I'm going to use is white liner tape. It's really, really strong. You can even attach glitter, beads, anything like that. And I love it for this. Now it's very strong like the old red liner tape was. The difference is with that, it was plastic coating, so you had to cut it with a scissor. This you just tape, or tear. You apply it where you want it, just tear it right off. And you press it down. Peel off the liner, which is why it's called white liner. Yeah, I have a project coming up in the next few days, also in the retiring line series here, where I do add glitter to a card using the white liner tape, and it's just beautiful. If you're careful, you can get it up again. This particular card I have where it's an 1/8 inch border top and bottom and a 1/4 inch on the sides. And I forgot that, which is why I put it in the wrong place. Okay. Now we're going to add the interior, and it's a 2-layer interior. So first we have our red interior candy apple. The piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we'll take our tape runner and we do the runner again. And as I've stated before, I always put a little penciled eye on my interior just to make sure that I use the right piece, because if I used this piece, it's a different size and it wouldn't have worked out. Okay, make sure your orientation is correct with these. And there we have it. Slap on a little lipstick, you'll be fine. I hope you enjoyed this class, and make sure that you come back and see the next one. So, I hope you enjoyed this project. Remember, these items are 40% off during May and June of 2016, or until supplies are gone. So if you want them, you can go ahead and get them from me at funstampersjourney.com/Cathy Cuts Paper. In the upper right-hand corner, it says Shop. Click on Shop, and it will give you a box to put in the item number. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me at Cathy@cathycutspaper.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.